don't even know what I was thinking.
Look, man, we make mistakes.
Kids don't just pull a gun on their parents.
John Brooks called 911 to report that someone had broken into their Moses Lake, Washington home and shot them, but the truth would change their lives forever.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
So somebody broke in. We've all been shot.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I woke up and we've all been shot.
Who's been shot, sir?
It's my wife and I. I've been shot in the head.
Did you see the person who fired the shots?
Just a figure.
Where's the suspect now?
I don't know. We're hiding in the room. My daughter's with me. I don't know where my son.
But actually, the shooter was their son. On the day of the shooting, 14-year-old Nathon Brooks had been grounded by his parents, John and Beth, for getting detention at school. His father told him to get some sleep because he had a lot of work to do, and, as a punishment, Nathon would not be playing in an upcoming basketball tournament. He also had all of his electronics taken away. That evening, the teen spent time contemplating the consequences of his grounding, particularly being banned from the basketball game, which he felt was the final straw. About 90 minutes later, Nathon decided to take action. He pried open his parents' gun safe and retrieved a .22 caliber pistol. Just moments before the shooting, CCTV showed him moving through the house in his underwear, armed with a revolver. Nathon went to his parents' room and watched them while they were sleeping. He then shot them multiple times in the head before running down the hallway and sitting on the stairs. That's when the reality of his actions began to dawn on him. The first police officer on the scene was led into the house by Nathon, later saying he didn't think much of the teen at that point. John and Beth were transported to hospital, while the 14-year-old was taken to the police station for questioning.
So I was asleep, and I woke up. There was, a few gunshots, and I heard screaming, but it was more like yelling. I could hear my dad yelling. I ran downstairs because I heard him upstairs, so I figured the best place to go would be downstairs. So I ran downstairs, and I hid over in the library area of our house. And I sat there and I hid in that little corner, and this guy came down. He's a little taller than me. I was guessing 3, 4, maybe even 5 inches taller than me. He's a pretty big guy. But he loaded it back up because you could hear like the tink, 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 but it was like one by one. And it sounded like he ran back up the stairs. He was up there for a little bit, and then he ran back down the stairs, opened up our rear slider door, and ran out the door. And that's the last I saw him.
However, the officer told him they had footage from internal cameras that showed him running around the landing in his underpants while carrying a gun.
You know what I've done? I don't even know what I was thinking.
Look, man, we make mistakes. Now's the time to talk about it.
Not like this, though. Kids don't just pull a gun on their parents.
Nathan, you're a good kid.
Apparently not. I almost killed my parents. I don't even know if they're dead. They might be. I was mad. Everything just shut off. I don't even remember really what happened exactly. It just, next thing I know, I've got a gun and it's empty. And my dad's bleeding. And so is my mom.
That's when Nathon walks the detective through what actually happened that night. The most chilling answer came when the teen was asked what he was trying to do when he pulled the trigger.
What a gun does.
Which is?
Kill.
So your goal when you walked in there was to kill both your parents?
Yes.
But in a BBC documentary years after, Nathon's recollection was different.
I don't remember ever thinking death or murder or anything like that. I just remember thinking gone, just them being away.
Remarkably, after months in hospital, both parents were discharged. Beth was shot beneath one eye, among other places. His dad, John, was also shot multiple times, including in the forehead. Nathon was charged with 2 counts of attempted murder in the first degree. Prosecutors decided he should be charged as an adult for the public safety aspect, since as a juvenile, he would be out by 21 years old instead of a possible 40 to 50 years in prison. The teen was released on bail and lived with his grandparents for 13 months. The first officer at the scene, Rick Francis, told 60 Minutes Australia that Nathan knew what he was doing.
When you get up close and personal, when you do a crime like that, and you shoot somebody point blank, you put a gun in their face, and then you pull the trigger, that's personal.
Francis also brought up an alleged 2010 incident between Nathan and a younger girl, saying the Brooks had blocked the investigation. It could also answer why there were only security cameras inside the house. When asked about it in a later interview, the parents were unimpressed.
One, come to find out through the school that alleged that, come to find out they were wrong in the way they did it. Two, the police talked to the victim and found that there was nothing to charge. So after we were told that there was no crime had been committed, they asked to interview him. I said, well, if no crime has been committed, then no, he won't be interviewed. You know, you get into where you're going good and somebody always tries to dredge something up that honestly pisses you off and makes you wish you'd never come to sit down with them.
It seems this alleged incident wasn't brought up during the attempted murder trial, with statements about Nathan's school and sporting achievements, his social life, and likability taking center stage instead. The case was difficult for John and Beth because both sides had restrictions for communicating with them. They were both the victims and the parents of the shooter. So they spent most of the time not knowing what was playing out between the prosecutor and the defense attorney. Ultimately, Nathan Brooks waived a trial and pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of assault with a deadly weapon. Mental health professionals working with the teen since the incident have found no evidence of either psychosis or personality disorders. He was diagnosed with other mental health illnesses before the shooting, which some experts believe may have been wrongfully diagnosed and treated, a potential why behind the attack. In 2015, he was given a 15-year and 6-month sentence. John and Beth have forgiven their son and take a 4-hour drive every few months to visit him in prison. A 20-year-old woman smothered her own baby to death straight after sending the child's father a photograph of her with a twisted message saying, "Sorry, just thought you deserved one last picture in memory of her."
Can I have the answer, please?
Are you the patient?
My daughter, she's not breathing.
She's not breathing.
No.
She's not breathing at all.
No.
What's the address of the emergency, please? And how old is your daughter?
She's 2.
2 years old.
Yeah.
She's not breathing at all.
No.
Okay, help is being arranged. You need to stay on the telephone with me and listen very carefully. I'm going to tell you what to do to help, okay? I need you to lie flat on her back on the floor. Can you do that for me now?
Ow. God.
You need to put you onto the floor for me, okay? I'm going to tell you how to
I can't
help.
move. Every time I move, it hurts.
Pardon?
Every time I move, it hurts.
Right, but we need to help your daughter if she's not breathing. You need to lie her flat on her back on the floor for me, please.
It was a normal day at work for Paul Hogan on October 10th, 2016, until his life was turned upside down. Police arrived at his workplace and arrested him for the involvement in the death of his daughter, Macy Hogan, when the harrowing truth was that it was the toddler's mother, Cody Anne Jackson, who murdered her own child in what some have said was an act of revenge against her ex-boyfriend, who recently moved out of the family home. Jackson called 999 shortly after, and police found the killer attempting CPR on the child. According to police reports, Jackson had superficial chest, neck, and wrist injuries that appeared to be self-inflicted. The toddler suffered significant brain damage and was not breathing when authorities found her. Police also found a note that Jackson had written before taking her child's life. It read, "There's nothing for me or Macy here. Life is shit." At first, Jackson claimed that she woke up and found Macy's cold body next to her in bed, in between 2 pillows. Shortly before the killing, the woman had sent Paul Hogan, father of Macy and her ex-partner, a sick and twisted text that read, "Sorry, just thought you deserved one last picture in memory of her." She also mentioned seeing him in court, which could have been connected to an impending custody hearing after their relationship fell apart. But since that day ended with the brutal murder of little Macy, the text could have had a much more sinister undertone. An act that has been described by Judge Chambers, the recorder of Stafford, as an expression of utter self-absorption. In July 2017, Jackson pleaded guilty to her evil deed. She was sentenced to life behind bars with a minimum of 16 years and 114 days for murder. During the hearing, Judge Chambers told her, "I accept that may not have come easy, but this remains a very serious case. For a mother to kill her young child, who depends on her for protection above all others, is a wicked and appalling act." Paul has told reporters that he has not been the same since the death of his daughter, saying the murder has destroyed his life. The grieving father has not even been able to hold down a job since the killing. On January 17th, 2022, a jogger was ambushed as he made his way down his usual route. But even though the incident was meticulously planned, the attacker was not prepared for what would follow.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
I'm off of, I believe, Kings Highway.
Okay, it looks like you're at Batavia Avenue. Does that sound familiar?
Actually, it does.
Okay.
The man just tried to assault me from behind, choke me out.
Okay, so male tried to choke you from the back?
Yes, I've got him detained on the ground right now. I need the cops to my location immediately.
Okay, stay on the line with me, okay? I'm going to get them out there, okay?
Please do.
Absolutely. Please stay on the line with me, though, okay? Okay, do you know who this man is?
Absolutely not.
Okay, and you have him on the ground. Does he have any weapons on him?
He tried to choke me out with what looks like a tie or a piece of rope.
Okay, he's not fighting with you now, though, correct? He's not fighting?
Not right now, no. I have him subdued with a grip on his throat and his hands.
All right, so you have your hands around his throat?
One hand around his throat, the other one on his hand.
Okay. I already have 2 units that are being dispatched out to you, okay? I just want you to stay on the line with me until they get there, okay?
Please do.
Okay, absolutely. Can you give me a description of this male?
Looks to be Caucasian, male, I'd say around 5'10".
Okay. All right. And what is he wearing? If you could tell me. If you can't, that's okay.
White jeans, Skechers or Converse. I'm not sure which.
Okay. And about how old does he look?
Older teens, younger 20s.
Absolutely. I have units that are coming as fast as possible to you. I'm just making sure you're at Batavia and Kings Highway. And you don't have any weapons on you, though, correct?
No, I don't.
Okay. Absolutely. Is he talking at all? He's breathing, though, correct, this male?
He's currently conscious and breathing. He's not resisting currently, but again, I also have my hand around his neck.
Okay. Okay, you're doing a great job. I just want you to stay on the line with me until they get there. You may see them very quickly, okay?
That's fine.
Okay. And sir, do you need medical?
Hmm?
Do you need medical?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Okay. Absolutely. So you let me know when you see them coming, okay? I have you at Batavia and Kings Highway, and I see that you're plotting right there as well. I'm trying to get them out there as fast as they can, okay?
All right. Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. And you said that you don't know this male? He just came up from behind you and just tried to choke you?
Yes.
Okay. Were you just walking?
I was walking, getting ready to start my run.
Okay. Absolutely. All right. You let me know when you see my deputies there, okay? I think they're pulling up.
Hopefully.
Okay. And are you currently on the sidewalk or in the road?
On the grass on the side of the road.
Okay. Not a problem.
You made a very good decision.
Okay. Do you see my deputies?
I do not.
Okay. Looks like they're coming on scene right now.
Kings Highway.
Yeah, I'm seeing them on scene right now. It looks like they're pulling up.
There you guys are. A little bit further. Next street over. Hi.
Okay, you're with the deputies?
I see them pulling up right now.
Okay, not a problem. You let me know when you're actually with them, and then I'll disconnect with you, okay?
Hi. He tried to choke me out from behind. You got him?
Okay. All right. We can go ahead and disconnect, sir. Thank you very much.
The victim used his martial arts training to free himself and subdue 18-year-old Logan Smith until law enforcement could arrive. Investigators say when the victim ran by, Smith came up behind the man and wrapped the waist belt around the jogger's neck. He yanked on the belt and began to choke the victim, who fought him off. Smith was arrested and booked into the Brevard County Jail on a felony count of attempted murder and held without bond. Following his arrest, the 18-year-old admitted he had premeditated his attack. He planned to incapacitate the jogger with the mallet and deodorant spray before strangulation. Smith said he wanted to play with the victim's body post-mortem. Approximately 6 weeks before the attack, he first noticed a jogger running past his home in Cocoa, Florida. Inspired by violent scenes from the movie Scream, Smith began contemplating a plan to kill the jogger, fulfilling his sexual fantasies by keeping the victim's body in his closet. That day, he prepared for the attack by spreading a bedsheet on the driveway of his home, arming himself with a rubber mallet, an aerosol can of Axe deodorant, and a belt. He then positioned himself behind a light pole across the street, awaiting the jogger's approach. His behavior was also noted to have changed following his father's fatal car accident 5 years prior.
He wouldn't have been the kid that you invited to the cool parties. He wouldn't be the kid that had the cool shoes.
Smith's family intended to seek legal representation and support for him. In October 2022, Logan Smith was found incompetent to stand trial based on an evaluation conducted in the month prior. The possibility of restoring his competency was noted, with the prosecution expressing their intent to continue monitoring the case closely.
Emergency?
I was on a 429, get off onto Plant Street. I went off the road. I'm in a retention pond right now.
You're in the retention pond?
Yeah.
Okay. What city are you?
I don't know if I'm at the ground. I don't know if I'm going to sink or nothing right now. I don't feel a truck sinking or anything, but...
All right, let me get you paramedics. Don't hang up, okay?
All right.
Fire rescue, what's the address of the emergency? Just 35.
I'm not sure, ma'am. I'm at 429. On the 429, getting off Plant Street.
429 in Plant?
Yeah, getting off of Plant Street.
Which direction are you heading, hon?
Well, I was getting off the 429.
Are you going southbound?
Yeah.
Are you in Ocoee or Winter Garden?
Winter Garden.
Okay, and what's going on there?
Well, I fell off the road. I just went off the road right now. I'm in the retention pond. I don't know if my truck
is?
Yeah. I don't know if my truck's gonna sink into the water or not.
Are you off?
I'm trying to get out right now.
By the time divers found the caller, he was outside of the truck but had already drowned. At the scene, skid marks from where the 22-year-old Umberto Delgado Jr. tried to stop his pickup truck before going into the water were evident. The truck was 6 to 8 feet deep at the bottom of the pond. Troopers didn't know why it crashed, but investigators said they noticed some debris that may have led to the vehicle landing in the pond. To date, no further information has been published. In Kaiser, Oregon, 3-year-old A.J. Hayes made a life-saving 911 call that saved his father, Aaron Hayes, from potentially bleeding to death.
911.
Hello?
Hello? Hello, 911.
I need help.
What happened? Can you get him the phone?
Come.
Does he need a... Okay, does he need a... Does he... Okay, does he need an ambulance or police?
Okay.
Ambulance or police?
Hi.
Ma'am? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, can I talk to your dad?
I need help.
Okay, does he need an ambulance or police?
Okay.
No, ask him. Does he need police?
If it's right you have to come right away. Okay.
Ask him if he needs police or ambulance.
It's okay.
No, can I talk to him?
Just calm down. I'm talking.
Oh,
it's okay.
Does he need an ambulance?
You pick up the mess while I eat. Bye.
Okay, stay on the phone. Stay on the phone with me, okay?
Hello?
Okay, stay on the phone. Sir, do you need an ambulance?
Right away.
Okay, they're on their...
You have to come. You really need help.
Okay, the police are...
I don't stand in this mess.
Can you unlock the door for me?
Okay.
Can you stay on the phone. Keep the phone open. Put the phone down and put the phone down and go open the door, okay?
Okay.
Aaron?
Come in! Yeah. What's up? Oh, yeah. I was trying to... My paramedics coming to 3. Trying to work with me, start the bleeding. What happened was trying to work on my piece of wood and carving glass. Everybody, go get yourself for your daddy. All right. Just keep pressure on it, okay? You got any towels or anything? You got a red one right there. Thank you.
Aaron was working with a wood chisel when he accidentally cut himself, severing a main artery in his left arm and causing profuse bleeding. A Kaiser police officer was the first to arrive at the scene, finding Aaron in a critical state, ashen and almost unconscious, leaning over the kitchen counter surrounded by blood. The officer quickly applied pressure to the wound with towels, stabilizing him until paramedics arrived. They rushed him to hospital and he was released the same afternoon after receiving 10 stitches. Throughout the ordeal, AJ reassured his father, telling him to be calm and that everything was going to be okay. This bravery and presence of mind were likely thanks to his family background. His grandfather and uncle are firefighters. AJ's parents also taught him how to dial 911. Aaron Hayes, reflecting on the incident, expressed profound gratitude towards his son, saying, "I might have died if my son hadn't been there to call 911. AJ's mother, Tanya Lucas, was moved to tears by her son's capability to manage such a stressful situation effectively, and the 3-year-old was proud to share what he did with CBS News reporters.
I called the ambulance.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
What did you tell them?
I told her Dad needs help.
Tell them why you weren't scared.
Well, because I was brave.
This act of bravery also sets a world record for the youngest individual to make a life-saving call. AJ's actions serve as a powerful reminder of the critical importance of teaching young children how to use emergency services, a lesson that undoubtedly saved a life in this instance. For more True 911 calls, watch this episode next.